bit longer. Remy nodded, her long white braid of hair bouncing between her heavily tattooed shoulder blades.
I get it, boss. Think first, then fight.
Sort of, Finn corrected. Think now while we practice, so that, in a fight, you don't have to think at all. Now, look me over and decide what to do to me before we go again. Remy cocked her head to the side and narrowed her eyes, glancing up and down Finn's chiseled body. He was dressed in nothing but the pair of the black leggings he only wore when he was on the mats.
Geez, boss. I know you like 'em small. She hiked a thumb back at Mila. But you're really not my type.
Mila snorted a laugh, while Finn turned a little red. You know what I mean, you little shit. I get enough of this crap from Penny. I don't need it from you, too.
Sorry, boss, Remy shrugged. I take some like I sees 'em.
She sucked in a deep breath and vanished, catching Finn off guard. He shuffled back a few steps, hands up. Mila could hear the slapping of Remy's bare feet on the mat. But it went so quickly she couldn't get a fix on where the slippery little goblin had gone. She imagined fighting an invisible foe and shivered, just thinking that a knife could slide into her and she wouldn't have any defense. Finn, on the other hand, seemed to have no problem finding Remy despite her ability. He quickly spun to his left and rolled forward, kicking out a foot. There was a cry of surprise a second before Remy materialized to sail through the air. She hit the mats with an oof. Finn squatted down beside the little green goblin and offered her a hand up. You need to remember that just because I can't see you doesn't mean I can't hear you.
You have the ears of the devil, boss. Nobody so far has been able to hit me just from the sounds I make.
She took hold of two of his fingers with her whole hand, and he pulled her to her feet. Just because you haven't fought a higher quality enemy doesn't mean you shouldn't be prepared for one. That's the whole reason I'm teaching you. You're the best goblin fighter in your tribe, but I want you to be one of the best. Period. Let's do it again. As they reset, Mila glanced at the computer as Penny put the finishing touches on the file for Finn. Every day for the last 2 weeks, Finn had gone out and returned that evening with a bag full of treasure. Mila was shocked that there was so much lost gold and jewels just sitting around out there for the taking. She understood that there must be, logically, but seeing it all piled up in Penny's room was another thing entirely. Finn and Penny had had to reinforce the entire building so the sheer weight of all that treasure didn't bring the whole thing tumbling down. As of right now, they estimated that there were just over 12 tons of precious metal and stones piled in the center of Penny's room. Any ordinary structure would have collapsed after the second bag had been transferred to her growing hoard. The front door opened, and Danica came in, shoulders slumped, as she dropped her satchel and kicked off her high heels. She wore a cream-colored suit that accentuated her long legs with long, straight lines down from the front pleats. After hanging her suit jacket on a hook by the door, she turned into the kitchen and grabbed a beer from the fridge before shuffling into the living room and flopping down on the couch. She unbuttoned the top 2 buttons of the white halter-top dress shirt she had on and took a long drink of the beer.
Long day at the hospital?
Mila leaned back on extended arms to look over her shoulder at her friend. Danica waved a hand, and her concealment spell fell away to reveal her long, pointed elven ears and her dwarven prosthetic arm.
Yeah, it was a rough one. But it had its moments. I had a kid that wasn't going to make it 2 months without a miracle. Brain tumor. The mom hadn't realized anything was wrong until the little guy started having seizures. Oh, that is rough, Mila said compassionately. What did you end up doing?
Danica smiled.
Since I was the first doctor they saw, I gave the little guy a miracle.
She waggled her mechanical fingers and blue magical energies danced between them.
I told her he was dehydrated and that we would give him an IV before sending him home. Sometimes it's...